Hello everyone, it's Kirsten. I wanted to do something really special for you guys for Valentine's Day. With it being only a week away, I know that you're probably scrambling trying to figure out what you can do for your either significant other or for a friend or someone who has made an impact in your life and you want to do something special for them. This is not relegated just to Valentine's Day. You can also do it for birthdays, anniversaries, or just a special occasion where you want to share a piece of yourself. I'm talking about a love letter. And no, love letters are not dead, just like romance isn't dead, although it seems that way on many occasions. But it's not. I can guarantee that. Love letters are also not just relegated toward a romantic interest. You can write a love letter to a friend. I mean, you're not going to call it a love letter, but it's a letter from the heart. How about that? Shall we call it just a letter from the heart? So, once upon a time, about 15 years ago, I was in college and I took a speech class, and we had to write a how-to letter or how-to speech, and I did how to write a love letter. And it went over very well with my class. And guess what? I found my notes from my speech. So I'm going to use those new notes and some new material that I've kind of dug up and give you guys some suggestions on how to write a love letter for someone special in your life. Okay, so let's get started, shall we? First of all, what you're going to need is a little bit of time. Okay, so I need you to find half an hour to an hour to just sit quietly. Okay, and just no interruptions are probably best at this point because you want to be able to write your thoughts and your feelings down on paper, and that's best done when you're in an environment by yourself. Second thing you're going to need are your materials. Okay, you're going to need just a regular standard lined notebook. Okay, just something that you can easily just write down ideas and do your rough draft on. Yes, I said rough draft. Your love letter gets a rough draft. Why? Well, I don't know about you, but I know when I write, I don't always write it perfectly the first time. And you want to be able to organize your thoughts and your feelings in a cohesive way before you put it on in a solid form to actually give to someone, because they don't want your chicken scratch and you crossing out things and scribbling out lines and I didn't mean to say this part. You want it to look clean and tidy. Other than that, anything goes. Okay, so once you have your notebook and you have your time set aside, you're also going to need some pretty paper. Okay, now you can get lined paper, you can use a personal stationery, you can just get regular printer paper that just has nice kind of patterns on it, or a frame, something that would make it easier, yeah, not really easier. It'll make it more presentable. Okay, now this is not a requirement. You can write this letter on a piece of lined notebook paper. It's not that big of a deal, okay? Because in all honesty, it's not presentation that matters. It's what you've written, okay? So it's whatever your heart has put onto the paper is more important than the paper itself. If that makes sense? Okay. So, who are you writing your letter to? Are you writing it to a significant other, a romantic interest? Are you writing it to a friend? Keep that in mind when you start doing your brainstorming and your rough draft, because you want to keep it focused and you want to convey the right emotion through your letter. This is the important part, okay? Now, looking at my notes here, trying to get back on track. Do not worry about making this sound perfect, okay? There's no perfect way to write this, okay? The whole point of this is for you to put yourself out there and convey it, your emotions, or your I'm trying to find the right word here. How can a writer not find the right word? That's strange. Your thoughts and feelings towards another person, okay? Whether it has been something that they've done in your life that you're appreciative for, or whether you are looking forward to a future with that person, whether it be a friendship or a relationship, it doesn't matter. You can make this completely about the person you're writing to, okay? This isn't about you. This is about them, okay? So you want to focus on how that person makes you feel, the things that they've done for you or with you, and make sure to point out the important things that they make you feel, okay? That this is, you want to focus on, you know, a little bit of the past, what your history is with this person. You want a little bit of the present, you know, how they make you feel. And then you also want to include the future, what your plans are and what you would love to have moving forward with this person, be it a friendship, relationship, whatever the case may be. But the, yes, I'm wearing my crown today. Shh, shh. You want to be sure that you stay focused on the person that you're writing this letter for, okay? That's the important part. There's no, I'm going to say this again, okay? There is no wrong way for this to look, okay? It can look like chicken scratch. It can look like beautiful calligraphy. That doesn't matter. The important part of a love letter is that you write it by hand, okay? Because that shows that you went out of your way to make something with these, okay? You did it out of a desire to show how much that person means to you, okay? So don't type it up on the computer. Use your hands. I don't care if you have the best penmanship. I don't care if you have the worst penmanship. Write it by hand. It will mean 10 times more, okay? Anyone can send a text or an email. Writing it in a letter, handwriting it in a letter, makes it so much more meaningful. Okay, guys? Also, delivery. Okay, so you write your love letter, you poured your heart and soul into this, okay? You fold it up really pretty, you stick it in an envelope. How do you get it to that person? Okay, well, if they're a long distance away, you mail it the old-fashioned way, okay? I love getting mail, like in the mailbox, okay? I love getting letters and cards, even if it's just a note to say, hey, how are you doing? I miss you, okay? Those types of communication skills have been lost. And I think it's important that we bring these things back to show that there is really a personal connection still, all right? So if they're long distance away, drop it in the mailbox, put a sticker on it, doodle on it, I don't care. Create however you want to create, just make sure that it has a personal touch from you, okay? If they're nearby, say it's your spouse or your boyfriend or your girlfriend or whatever, you can either give it to them in person which is always a nice thing to do. I'm going to take this off. It's sliding. It's sliding off my head. You can either give it to them in person, which is always nice because then you get to see their shock. And they're like, what is this? Oh, you made this yourself? This is amazing. Okay? Everyone loves that appreciation when we do something, especially when we make it with our own hands. We like that affirmation. So you can give it to them in person, or you can leave it for them someplace where they're going to see it. Okay? You can put it on their pillow. You can leave it on their desk at work. You can, put it on the seat of their car. You can leave it next to their coffee cup in the morning if you have to leave before work. Anything, okay? Be creative. Okay, the whole point of this is to surprise them, to show them that you care. And by doing little things like this, it shows how much they think of you, or you think of them, but it shows them that they are in your mind all the time. Okay, so this is important. Once they get their letter, you can kind of get a little bit of a sense, how they're going to react to it when they come to you. So most of the time they're going to be shocked, flattered, and they're just going to love it. There's just something about getting a love letter or getting a handwritten letter, anything that shows, that personal connection between two people, okay? This is not complicated. It's not supposed to be intimidating. It's supposed to be fun, and I want you to be open and honest with the person that you're writing to, okay? Your letter should border on considerate and indecent, depending who you're talking to. So if I was writing a letter to my husband, it would probably border on indecent. If I'm writing it to a friend, then it would probably be more considerate. Although indecent, it's me. Sometimes indecent just comes out, okay? So just remember who your audience is, who you're talking to, and keep them at the forefront of your mind while you're writing, okay? And of course, if they love it and they write one back to you, how amazing would that be, okay? Make it a possibility that this just becomes a habit between you, okay? You like to have, I send one, I get a reply, it's a pen pal thing, but at the same time, it's kind of just an I'm thinking of you once in a while thing, So you're keeping that bond and that focus on your friendship or relationship. And sometimes we need that, especially in a day and age where it's all social media, or it's all text messaging and emailing, and there's just no personalization anymore. It's really hard to touch someone's heart in a digital age. So I hope that this helps you come up with some creative ideas for Valentine's Day or birthday or anniversary. I know personally I have written love letters. I have received love letters, and there is no greater feeling in the world than to give and receive a love letter. So I hope you guys take the time to show someone important in your life that you really care and that you really love them. And it doesn't cost anything. Okay, guys? It doesn't cost anything. It costs an hour of your time and a little piece of your heart. So just remember, be honest. Put yourself out there a little bit. And if it's someone that you really care about, take that extra step to make it look like you really mean it. And don't worry, it doesn't have to be long and drawn out and flowery and over the top. This isn't the movies, okay? It doesn't have to be that way. If you write that way, that's amazing. Go for it. If you want to just keep it simple, keep it simple. Sometimes the least amount of words say the most, and you know, it's the thought that counts, right? So remember, do something a little out of your comfort zone, something you haven't tried before. Try a love letter. I promise it's not as scary as you think. And please, feel free to share with me your experiences. Did it work? Did it not work? What parts of the whole process did you struggle with? Do you have any pieces of advice of how to write a love letter? I would love to hear from you guys. Okay? So, good luck and happy writing. I'll talk to you later.